Welcome back, guys. So this is going to be the Enve Melee dream build video where we actually take you through the bikes themselves being put together. I was lucky enough to pop down to Saddleback the other week to actually film one of their mechanics putting the bike from literally nothing, just the frame components, putting the whole thing together for us. So here we go. Let's get into it. The Enve Melee dream build. Wow, firstly, this frame is absolutely stunning. It's 850 grams, all internal cabling. This is actually just connecting the rear derailleur to the front derailleur with a power cable, so you can charge the unit off a single port. Let's drop the aero seat post in before we get the frame up into the bike stand. How nice does this bike look? Next up, let's get the front fork in. First thing we have to do is cut it down to the correct size. The fork goes up into the frame and the stem comes down on top, so we can measure out how much we need to cut off the top of the fork. Always make sure that you tidy up the end of your fork, drop the bung in and tighten that up. More internal cabling as we fit the front and the rear brakes. Some heat shrink on the front fork to hold that front brake cable up against the fork post so it fits nice and tidily when it's up in the frame. Rear brake cable fed all the way through the frame, back up to the stem. Then some insulated tubing just to make sure that the rear brake cable doesn't rattle inside the frame. Time to fit the front fork. No need to set the crown, so fork straight up into the frame. Position the front and the rear brake cables, which then get fed through the stem to make the whole thing a nice clean internal look. Here we're fitting a 120mm stem. Both of us are running a single spacer on the front of the bike just to slam the bars a little bit, and then on goes the top cap. The bars are the SES internal aero bars, which look absolutely amazing. The front derailleur is connected to the power supply and then mounted to the frame. Some heat shrink on the rear derailleur just to make sure it stays nice and clean. The levers are charged by watch batteries, which means they don't need recharging and will last a silly amount of shifts. Then on goes the Shimano 12-speed cassette. We have the Enve 45 foundation wheels, which are stainless steel bearings rather than ceramic. Time to get some pressure into the brakes. we're building this with a Shimano 5043 front ring. Help indexing gears can be done through the app. As mentioned, this is the Shimano 8150 Di2 group set. Last but not least, taping the front cables on the bars and then adding the bar tape. The frame itself can take anything from a 25C to a 35C tyre. This bike has an Enve SES 31C tyre. It's an incredibly lightweight and performance build, and we absolutely cannot wait to get it out on the road.